The City of Spokane has been developing its Parks and Natural Lands Master Plan since early 2021 and is releasing the final plan for community review now. Throughout a year-long planning process, the city has heard from more than 5,300 residents about the future vision of the park system. This plan is a reflection of that community input and provides a guide for future investments over the next 10 years and beyond. The Spokane Parks and Recreation Department provides important services and facilities to the community. To ensure this legacy continues for generations to come, this plan provides a vision for the park system that's based upon a robust analysis and informed by community desires. Spokane's location in the inland northwest and proximity to the Spokane River has made it a place for gathering, sustenance, and healing for its inhabitants. Spokane is also recognized as a city with a legacy in parks planning. The Olmsted Brothers, the nation's first most prominent landscape architecture firm, wrote Spokane's first parks plan in 1913. Preserve and play. The Spokane Parks and Natural Lands Master Plan draws inspiration from Spokane's natural setting and sets ambitious goals for safeguarding natural lands. Preserve pays homage to the city's original habitants, the Spokane Tribe of Indians, as well as the precedent 1913 park plan created by the Olmsted Brothers. Play honors the active lifestyles of those who call part of this country home and the joy derived from being in nature. Spokane's geographic context and unique recreation opportunities create a setting that is unique from both state and national trends. We asked you, what should parks do next? You answered, and we used your input to form the basis of a park vision that is inspired by your ideas and values and informed by the evaluation of the specialness of this place. This plan is an aspirational vision with an implementation plan to achieve the highest priorities over the next decade. Past parks master plans have established strong visions to create and reinvigorate Spokane's signature parks that have put us on the map, such as Riverfront, Manitou, and Dwight Merkle Sports Complex. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. The city of Spokane already has incredible assets that make up its parks and recreation system, including nearly 3,800 acres of parkland, 105 parks, 1,643 acres of natural lands, spaces for cultural celebration, and over 2,500 programs that range from outdoor activities, sports, wellness and enrichment, aquatics and therapeutic services, and art. We remember Expo 74, the World's Fair held on the south bank of the Spokane River, which laid the groundwork for developing Riverfront Park. Renovations within the last 10 years now make it one of the nation's most scenic urban parks according to National Geographic. There is no doubt that what we have is special. The questions are, how can we make the rest of our parks better? How can we benefit everyone? We started this master planning effort by asking the community these questions. What do you want from your parks? What are we doing well? And what can we do better? Residents of all ages, neighborhoods, and incomes were engaged to ensure the plan represents the needs of the entire community. We conducted an extensive community engagement process through focus groups with stakeholders, statistically valid and open surveys, pop-up events, virtual neighborhood workshops, and outreach to students in kindergarten to 6th grade. Through this interaction, we learned that Spokanites are proponents of conservation and ensuring that Spokane's natural lands are preserved for future generations. We learned that the inland northwest beauty and natural playground influences recreation trends. We heard that addressing the lack of restroom access, trash bins, lighting, and signs would improve park experiences. We heard playground improvements, better trailheads, and soft surface trails are needed. Residents also expressed a desire for more off-leash dog parks, fishing areas, skate parks, disc golf courses, and an indoor pool. Initial research and analysis for this plan included a thorough review of previous planning documents, extending all the way back to the original 1913 Parks Plan. With the original Olmsted Plan setting an important goal for all residents to be able to access parkland within 1/2 mile of their homes, Spokane's park system has a strong backbone of neighborhood and community parks distributed throughout the community. Today, with the help of schools and privately operated parks, 89% of Spokane residents can access park space within a 10-minute walk. We look to continue improving park access by developing additional parks on land already owned by the city. Keeping up with the full breadth of the park system and meeting the diverse recreational needs of residents is no easy task. The Spokane Parks and Natural Land System is vast and requires constant maintenance. Addressing deferred maintenance, meaning that not all parks are in great shape, is a challenge. A high-level analysis conducted by park staff provides a point-in-time picture of park quality. This map displays capital investments from the year 1999 through 2021. The park investment history contains funding from 3 sets of bond measures that were initiated in 1999, 2007, and 2014. Funding from bonds provided very specific investments in outdoor aquatics facilities, Dwight Merkle Sports Complex, and Riverfront Park. Taken together, these analyses help to determine priority areas for improvement based upon their current physical condition and lack of recent investment. One best practice is to compare park acreage level of service to benchmark communities or cities with comparable qualities. Tacoma, Washington, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Boise, Idaho were selected due to similarities in population, climate, natural settings, and/or ranks on numerous best of lists. Spokane ranks in the middle of all benchmarking cities when it comes to developed and public access parks. In terms of acres of natural land, Tacoma and Boise have doubled and tripled, respectively, the amount of Spokane. Through our recreation trends analysis and feedback from residents, we learned that Spokane residents would like to see more park spaces and amenities that facilitate spending time outdoors with their dogs, using hiking and biking trails, water activities, facilities such as skate parks and pump tracks, and gathering with friends and family. The Parks and Recreation Department is committed to the creation and maintenance of parks and recreation services that serve and uplift all residents of Spokane. With that in mind, the park system evaluation concludes with an analysis of socioeconomic factors that can be both indicators and exacerbators of social vulnerability, as well as above average rates of asthma, populations who experience poor mental health, and those who have low rates of physical activity. These data sets are blended to create a composite map of social and environmental equity zones to determine areas of our community which are in highest need. Past park master plans have established visions concentrated on creating our major signature parks that have put us on the map. We have heard clearly that what is needed now is a shift in focus to improving the many community and neighborhood parks along with natural lands throughout our community. This distribution of investments is directed to smaller projects, such as revitalizing older parks, adding new parks where there isn't good park access, conserving and enhancing natural lands, and adjusting the way Spokane operates to be more responsive to our citizens. The planned vision statement for the Spokane Parks and Natural Lands reads, Spokane is a visionary city, founded with parks and natural lands at its heart and with a commitment to continue to build a community legacy. We focus on creating prosperity with equitable park development and targeted outcomes that uplift people. We cherish our special landscape with a strong environmental ethic. Preserve and Play is a plan about honoring Spokane's deep heritage and maintaining the momentum of its recent successes. The 4 themes of this plan, land, water, people, and legacy, celebrate the importance of its natural setting and equipment to its health, support creating accessible park spaces as a place for community building and inclusivity, and develop strategies for investing in parks and the recreation system's future. Community input developed goals which relate to what takes place on park lands, from preservation and conservation to accessible parks and trails. The following 3 goals, serving the under-resourced, inland northwest living, and preserve our wild, each encompass a different aspect of how park users engage with Spokane's parks and natural lands. 66% of Washingtonians report visiting rivers or streams, making it the second most popular activity in the state based upon participation rate. As a city that is known by the river that runs through it, Spokane is a place with unique and notable opportunities for water recreation and enjoyment. From enjoying the beach to whitewater kayaking, interacting with water requires skill sets that can be built at a young age. The goals that fit within the theme water include expanding access to existing outdoor pools, developing additional universally accessible water access points and activities, and improving water efficiency in the management and design of park spaces. The theme People refers to ways that residents and visitors interact with parklands and recreational offerings. As public spaces, parks are shared by all types of people. Avoiding conflict and sharing space within a park is a challenge around the country, and Spokane is no exception. Objectives within the People theme include supporting parks that reflect the culture and identity of Spokane's neighborhoods, making parks that are accessible for all ages and abilities, and committing to diversity, equity, and inclusion in programming. New efforts will not be successful without continuing to care for the existing properties and amenities and doing the basics well. Tracking with growth of the system, attention must be given to seeking sustainable forms of funding and adjusting operations to support continuing Spokane's care for public spaces, natural resources, recreation, and services. Objectives that support the legacy theme include replacing aged facilities, expanding volunteerism, investing in environmental education, and pursuing additional funding sources. To prioritize next steps for implementing the action steps necessary to achieve these goals, The plan establishes a framework for decision-making that's based on 4 guiding principles: needs and level of service, opportunities, park conditions, and equity investment zones. This process doesn't end when the plan is adopted, but will serve as a framework for all park decisions now and for the foreseeable future. Together, we will advance plans to build and improve Minnehaha, Meadow Glen, and Cowley parks. We will focus on improving the condition and type of amenities offered at numerous neighborhood and community parks. We will develop more opportunities to enjoy and care for the Spokane River, and we will work across city departments to refine policies related to future park development and dedication of funding as Spokane grows. We will work to implement a vision for future acquisition and preservation of natural lands as areas that provide high-quality habitat for wildlife, scenic views, and recreational opportunities so that Spokanites now and in the future can continue to enjoy this beautiful place we all love. We asked you, as residents of Spokane and stewards of the park system, what should we do next? And this plan reflects what you told us. The ambitious vision won't be implemented overnight and will take partnership with our entire community, but when accomplished, it will secure Spokane's park legacy for another generation. You can download and read the plan by visiting the City of Spokane's website, www.spokaneparksmasterplan.org. Please read the plan and provide your comments to the city through June 2022.